Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the channel, and I'm here on the channel to talk about some of the news of wrestling. We're talking about some of the news going around in wrestling. So let's get into it. So former WWE NXT UK superstar Jenny announced her retirement from wrestling due to an injury. So the former WWE superstar announced her retirement in a tweet on January 14th today. She cited an undisclosed injury as the reason for her decision. And she also said she decided to see what's next in the next chapter in her life. She put on a tweet, Jenny Couture. She has not wrestled since 2021. Her last match was a victory at WWE NXT UK over a male. She reported that Jenny had still been under a WWE deal after she had been moved to WWE's alumni section. She'd been doing work for BT Sport, WWE's media partner, during her time off. She held titles in multiple promotions, totaling 706 combined days, and Rev Pro, undisputed British Women's Champion in 2018 for a total of 147 days. But at least she's at least she's got Gunther. Sad she had to retire, but at least she's happy with being with Gunther. So the SmackDown viewership rised on the January 13th episode. It was a decent episode of SmackDown, I thought. But at least the viewership did rise for this episode. It was a pretty decent episode, I guess. Jade Cargill breaks record for longest reigning champion in AEW history. Man, it's a prop title at this point, in my opinion. No joke. It's not even a joke. She just has it for the sake of having it. It's nothing memorable about this title. She's the longest reigning and the least interesting. Though I guess that's the lack of competition, I guess, more than her own. But she's a pretty boring champion, boring matches, just boring feuds, stuff like that. I don't know, it's just my opinion though. And not even like a memorable match either. So there's some details on a WWE employee meeting following Vince McMahon's return. WWE held their employee meeting on January 6th. Here's some details from that meeting on January 6th. It was slightly pushed back from 3:30 to 4 p.m. So there was some details here. There was no talent involved in this meeting. There were no questions taken. It was stressed that day-to-day is not changing across the board. They also spoke about Vince McMahon being the controlling shareholder, the possibility of a sale, as well as the media rights deal. Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan, and Frank Riddick led the meeting, so they led the meeting. It was noted that the sale could be a huge positive, and that they were looking at the potential sale offers before negotiating the right fees. Obviously, Vince McMahon gets the final say. They said a sale might not happen, and the company could be taken private if there's a sale. It was portrayed that this move was to look at the market to maximize rights fee deals, potential sale price. So that's a big detail here. It was noted that potential buyers could be more interested in WWE as a property than just a product that we see. So it's noted that potential buyers, they might be interested as a property than just the product that we see. Michelle Wilson and George Barrios rehiring was mentioned as two people who helped sell WWE's biggest right fee deals. The meeting was said to have been very quick. We did hear of an interesting line from Stephanie we're looking to learn more about. And this is on Fightful. This is a tweet from like an hour ago. On Fightful Wrestling's Twitter, not Sean Ross Sapp. And there's some other notes from this. Manjit Singh resigned from the board. He was heading up the investigation into Vince McMahon. Jerry Speed was also part of the investigation and was removed from the board. So that's telling they were removed from the board, and they had this meeting. Joe Ellen Dillon was removed from the board, but joined following the investigation. But Vince McMahon was not at the SmackDown tapings or WWE headquarters. and it was created to Fightful in an official WWE capacity. That creative is not supposed to change as of now. So those are some details on the employee meeting following Vince McMahon's return. But yet Steph was out a couple days later, yet no changes. So WWE are now considered like liars and untrustable because I just don't know. Let's find some more news here. Just trying to find, just going through the news. Kushida versus Darby Allin, an All Atlantic Championship match. Or Kushida versus Darby Allin for the TNT Championship match is set for the January 18th episode of AEW Dynamite. An All Atlantic Championship match is scheduled as well. That's gonna be a good match. Darby Allin and Kushida. You got Orange Cassidy defending the All Atlantic Championship against Jay Lethal after what you saw on Rampage last night, or at least I watched Rampage. It was pretty decent. Willow Nightingale will take on Tony Storm in a singles match. That should be a good match right there. The Young Bucks will battle Top Flight. Hangman or Renee Paquette will speak with I believe Hangman Adam Page. So AEW for January 18th looking like a good show. You got the Young Bucks versus Top Flight, Kushida versus Darby Allin, Jay Lethal versus Orange Cassidy. That should be a good show for January 18th AEW Dynamite. Mickie James won the women's title last night, the Knockouts Championship at Hard to Kill. So good. It's good for her. Just trying to find some more news from through here. So last night on SmackDown, they looked at during the commercials, and they put this graphic: Raw is XXX Philadelphia 1 week from Monday. I didn't know what to think of that. I I think it's the 30th anniversary of Raw. It looks like the new graphics for Raw, possibly. Maybe they just changed the graphics. Maybe it's the 30th anniversary, I don't know. They're going to have a Roman Reigns, Kevin Owens contract signing and more set for January 20th SmackDown. That should be a good contract signing there. They'll have a tournament to crown the new #1 contenders for the SmackDown tag titles. Drew McIntyre and Sheamus will face the Viking Raiders in the first round match. So that's all it's set for SmackDown for next week. Bobby Lashley has unfinished business. The Judgment Day have been announced for the Monday Night Raw. So this is what's announced. The Judgment Day to appear in Bobby Lashley. This is updated card a few days before the event for Monday Night Raw. Frankie Kazarian announces he signed a long-term deal with Impact Wrestling at Hard to Kill. So good for him. His return to Impact. Bray Wyatt bring back the rocking chair. He called himself the Eater of Worlds on January 13th SmackDown. It's an amazing promo, I thought. So maybe he's gonna come. Maybe he's gonna be Bray Wyatt, like the Eater of Worlds, bring back the rocking chair. Gunther declared for the Royal Rumble. So did Rey Mysterio. So some good people there in the Rumble. So Yesterday, Triple H led the talent meeting. Led the talent meeting yesterday in Green Bay. He told talent that Vince McMahon's return is to see whether or not they sell and who they should sell it to. He said this will not change the creative team or process. And he also did say that he and Vince McMahon have conversations about creative, but Vince defers final say to Triple H. And also, they also learned that Kevin Dunn spoke at the SmackDown talent meeting and had interesting things to say. So, hopefully Triple H stays ahead of creative. If it goes to Vince McMahon somehow, WWE's finished. WWE will be officially dead. But he did tell talent that head of creative won't change. Mercedes Moné is to join the cast of The Collective. She's booked and busy. It's Mercedes Moné. Find some more news. Yeah, it's really all for the news. So until next time, Alkalite. Peace.